Welcome to Kelly's College Bowl Picks. I'm Kelly Stewart for PlaySugarHouse.com, your home for legal sports betting. If you want the best live betting in New Jersey, you have to check out PlaySugarHouse.com. Here are my picks for opening bowl weekend, Saturday, December 15th. The Camilla Bowl. On paper, Georgia Southern looks like the better team. I am very impressed with the job head coach Chad Lunsford has done. Lunsford took over last season after the Eagles started 0-6. Even with 18 returning starters from 2017, not many expected a bowl bid in 2018. But you may remember going back to week 2 of college football. The Eastern Michigan Eagles beat Purdue on the road. This team controls the tempo of their game with the 35th ranked defense. They did a decent job against Army's triple option, holding the Black Knights to a respectable 4 yards per carry. Eastern Michigan's offense is their weakness. Their air attack relies heavily on the arm of graduate transfer Tyler Weigers, who was previously at Iowa. Weigers threw for 1,887 yards with 11 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions this season. The difference maker here is Eastern Michigan's head coach, Creighton. He has more recent bowl prep experience and plenty of time to gear up for the option they will see against Southern. In basically a coin flip game, I'll take Eastern Michigan. The New Mexico Bowl, Utah State -8 versus North Texas. Utah State has one of the most efficient offenses we've seen all season, right behind Oklahoma and Alabama. That's right, they are third in the country at 47.2 points per game. With head coach Chris Wells headed to Texas Tech, defensive coordinator Frank Malley will be the head coach for this bowl game. North Texas has had some coaching distractions of its own, but ultimately Seth Littrell decided to stay in Dallas. Utah State, though, played a much tougher schedule than North Texas, including a 38-31 loss to Michigan State, a 45-20 victory over BYU, and a 33-24 loss at number 25 Boise State in its final game of the season. I don't believe North Texas's defense will have an answer for this prolific offense. Utah State gets away with a sizable win. The Cure Bowl. The line looks about right here. Both coaches, first-time head coaches in a bowl game, but there are some questions who will be under center for the Green Wave. Banks or McMillan? Banks is questionable, but McMillan did lead them to a 4-1 finish, becoming bowl eligible for the first time since 2013. Both teams have strong rush attacks. Tulane runs the option, though, 65% of the time. I believe the difference maker here is in the defense. ULL has the weaker defense. They allow 5 yards per carry and allow their opponents to complete 62.1% of their passes. Tulane will be with a new offensive coordinator as they just fired Doug Ruse and hired Will Hall a few days ago. Plot twist, Hall was the offensive coordinator last year at Louisiana Lafayette. I like the Green Wave -3.5 here. The Las Vegas Bowl. Fresno State has been underrated all season. Their losses were an early beat at Minnesota with a phenomenal interception that cost them at least overtime. The other was at Boise in a game where Fresno State led 17-3 before a couple of mistakes turned the game and they lost by a touchdown. I definitely have Fresno State as the better team here, 7.5 points better on a neutral field. The Sun Devils will be without receiver N'Keal Harry. He announced he will skip the game to prep for the draft. This is a big hit to the Arizona State offense. Also, this isn't the Bulldogs' first trip to Las Vegas, but this is the first time in a long while for the Sun Devils. We know how sometimes Sin City can cause distractions for teams. Jeff Tedford, 18-6-2 against the spread at Fresno State, and ultimately the deciding factor for me in this one. I'll lay the points with the Bulldogs. The New Orleans Bowl. At first glance, it looks too easy not to bet on the team who took Penn State to overtime to start the season. And they have one of the best defenses in the country, allowing just 15.7 points per game. But the Mountaineers coach of 6 years, Scott Satterfield, made the jump to Louisville last week and will not coach in the bowl game. If the Blue Raiders want to win this game, it will have to be in the air, with 3-year starting quarterback Brent Stockstill under center playing in his final game. They also boast an incredible red zone conversion rate of 87.8%. Lastly, Middle Tennessee played a much tougher schedule than the Mountaineers this season, including 3 SEC teams, Vandy, Georgia, and Kentucky. If you want to give me a touchdown with Middle Tennessee, I'll take it. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to the App Store and download the Sugar House Sportsbook app so you don't miss out on any of this weekend's action.